Hola a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo video en mi canal.
Bien. En los muelles la cosa está estable, cabros. ¿No vayas? ¿A dónde? Bien.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name's Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Me acuerdo de este. Tenemos una pista de él.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Vigilante.
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck.
Mortimer
You must have some balls.
Goss
I
Week.
saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
¿Recuerdan que los Wet Boot Boys? El líder era Clay, que está escondido en el hospital.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find
Edwina
more
es la esposa de
guns,
Clay.
we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Edwina Cox, ¿viste? Es la esposa de Clay Cox. Mira.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know?
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Bueno, chicos, Sean Hampton es el hombre religioso, no sé cómo decirlo de otra manera.
Do you need medical help, sir?
I feel fine, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Que dicen que atacó a Harriet Jones en el hospital. No encontraron el cuerpo. Simplemente mucha sangre. Bueno, seguimos. Gracias, señor Booth. Ah, mira. Esta tiene que ser Edwina.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed.
De ella,
May
¿quieres
I
que viva
ask
o
you a
muera?
few questions?
Who are you?
¿Me
What
vas
do
a
you
dar
want?
As I
spoiler?
just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss.
¿No?
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something
Yo
for
quiero,
me, maybe?
quería en esta que vivieran todos. Esa es la verdad. Bien, hábleme de su trabajo.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Me cae bien la tipa
I'm
esta,
not
¿eh?
interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Si se puede aguantar, mientras no sea un radar nada más.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Estoy de acuerdo.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
No.
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Ah, nos dio una misión. Me cae muy bien.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Lo quiere hacer paté, cabras.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Me encanta esta tipa.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money.
Bien, no hay ni gatillos azules ni nada. No, espérate, nos falta.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Doc.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Bien.
Can I offer you?
I'm fine.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Me cae re bien esta tipa y me hace pensar más en el tema de matar al otro asqueroso.
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Cosito. Bien.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
¿Qué es uno u otro? Las decisiones de ella, yo me lavo las manos, dice lo Cami.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again.
No, necesito pistas.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Oh, veo dead people.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well.
Oh,
I'm Dr. Jonathan
ya
Reed.
entendió.
I'm
¿Qué
Jonathan
cosa?
Delaney.
¿Qué cosa entendió?
I'll try to remember you. This time.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Oh.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Otra misión.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap...
How dare you
¿Pero por qué se me repite?
Another time. Is there anything...
How dare...
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Bien, vida en Londres, eso ya está. Preguntas personales.
Surely
No
you
tengo
must
ninguna
have
pista
had
de este weón.
dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Pista. Bien.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
Oh, qué triste.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
¿Será de
Do
los
you
guardias
believe
de
in a
de Prigwen?
bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change.
Es primera vez
I
que
like it
entras a
lot.
los muelles a hablar con los NPC. Es la primera vez que puedo hablar con los
Inebriation
NPC, sí.
aside,
Yes. I feel sick of it.
take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me, then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
¿Cómo estás, weón? Bien, recuperándote. Oh. ¿Quién se habrá muerto aquí?
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Bien, empecemos.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham?
No.
Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Bien, una pista.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Pero ¿cómo peleas contra esto? ¿Cómo es un cazador de vampiros? Eso me interesa.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Segunda misión. No. Tercera misión. Tenemos La de encontrar dónde ocurrió el accidente del borracho. Ir al cementerio. No, a los saqueadores de tumbas por la esposa de... por la esposa de Clay Cox. Y no sé si el otro también nos dio una.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Ichabod Crane. Era el gente sin cabeza, tiene el mismo nombre. Este se llama Ichabod Throckmorton.
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewan?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Ichabod Crane. Sí, el nombre sí. Perdón.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
La tiene clara el Ichabod.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Mira.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge
¿Viste que
of
todos nos
character.
mandan a hablar con Tom?
If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Bien.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Bien, por lo menos está sano este weón. Hay varias cosas, ¿viste? Vamos a hablar con todos. A ver. Y después haremos las secundarias antes de avanzar. Espero que no les moleste, que quiera saber la historia. Bien, estamos en la tortuga. Igual tiene pan.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Ahora sí quieres hablar, Sabrina, ¿eh? Pista bloqueada, pista bloqueada, pista bloqueada. Tenemos una pista, pero las otras no tenemos. Hay un montón de gente que no sé quién es.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate
mejor,
that line
vaca.
of questioning round here. You'd best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Interesante.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Viste, ahí te están diciendo que John Hampton es importante para el barrio. No me lo puedo cargar.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburn, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Los poderes, cabros. Leímos la carta que ella le escribió a Tom.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Entonces, nos faltan 2 pistas para desbloquear esto.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Viste que todos nos mandan con Tom, porque él sabe si nos dice o no. Bueno, ya. Dale.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Ya, aquí tenemos. Tenemos esta pista y no sé, esta está bloqueada todavía. Vamos a
What can you
charlar.
tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where
Otra
it is.
misión
I'll see what
secundaria,
I can do.
cabros.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Son como un team prácticamente.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her for sure.
What is bothering you then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Ah, mira.
Do you need any...
I'm all right.
Bien. Eso ya está. Esto también ya está. Vamos con la
Tom,
misión
I
principal.
need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick.
O comérselos.
I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. It would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
O sea, cuando era bebé lo abandonaron frente a una iglesia. Y el cura... ¿Vos podés creer?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Bien.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Bien. No me dan mucha... No me dan mucha experiencia, ¿viste? Pero bueno. Oh, ¿podemos ir por aquí? Ah, no, ya vine para acá. Ya saqué todo. Sí, sí, no, ya. Ya ando de por ahí. Piripipi, pipi, piripipi, pipi.
Are they stupid or something?
Y también ando de por ahí. Bien. Listo. Vamos a echar un ojo en la situación. Me falta desbloquear una pista. Concha tu madre. ¡Ah! ¡Te odio! ¡La puta madre! Bueno, se me pararon los pelos de la espalda. ¡Ah! Ay, Sol se caga de la risa. Se recontra caga de la risa. Eso sí me asustó. Dice la vez. Buena le dice. Oli dice. Ay, Dios, yo también te quiero de ellos, me dice. Te juro que se me pararon los pelos de la espalda. Me hizo como una cosa así. Bueno. Tenemos. Muy bueno, full. Estamos vivos. A ver si hay un pulso. Doctor Jonathan Reed, venga a verme el pulso, le dice. Bueno, ¿qué tengo aquí? Ah, un rulo. Te juro que sentí que algo así en mi columna, loco. Estaba tan concentrada. Bien, tenemos 4 misiones secundarias. Cazadores de cadáveres. Preséntate ante los sepultureros. Cazador de vampiros sin igual. Coge algunos carteles del montón. Escasez de productos. Recupera las botellas de ginebra. Localiza dónde tuvo lugar el bombardeo. Me río de Janeiro. La puta madre. Bien, vamos a empezar con la primera, chicos. ¿Hasta acá? A ver, y otra. Hay una cerquita. Ah, mira. Podríamos ir a esta. Oh, es enorme. Bien, tenemos dos. Bueno, voy con esta entonces. ¿Cómo estás, Deis? Por irme a dormir ahora. ¿Cómo estuvo el día? ¿Cómo te fue las compras? ¿Cómo está tu rey ponio? ¿A cuántos te has chupeteado hoy? Mira, la verdad, te cuento. Respondiendo a lo último, estoy pensando en matar a un weón ya definitivamente. Ya perdí el trofeo de salvar gente. Estoy pensando en matar uno en serio, ya, de verdad. Me cae demasiado mal el personaje y no es un pilar. No es un pilar en ninguno de los lugares. Tampoco tiene relaciones sociales con ninguno, por lo tanto, no creo que afecte la verdad la muerte. Así que... El pony está acostado en mi cama, parece. Sí. Mi rey pony dice, ¿cómo te fue las compras? Me faltaron las verduras. Así que mañana toca. ¿Cómo estuvo mi día? Bien, bien. Ahora mejor, gracias. A mí prometo que nunca más te asusto, dice. Ok. Vamos aquí. Vamos a poner una marquita aquí. Buena, Raizoma, ¿cómo estás? Dale, Yusuke, que descanses. Buenas noches.
Besitos, besitos. Chao, chao.
Perdónanos por...
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Por el full.
Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburn, if you must know.
Okay.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do.
Abriendo los ojitos para ir a trabajar. No.
Don't treat her so
Perdón, sí, perdón el full, dice loca. Perdóname, tal vez.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Mira, otra misión.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
No tenemos nada de información de este tipo.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Oye, ¿no estás enfermito ahora? Sí, espera. Espera.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you require medical...
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah.
No. No tengo tratamiento para el resfriado. Ah,
I will
no.
see you later.
Listo. Vamos a hacer uno.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Había uno por acá cerca. Listo. No te vayas, no te vayas. Tengo la cura para tu coso. Espérame, espérame. ¿Quién sos vos? A ver, borrachito. Espérame, espérame. Resfriado, dijo, ¿no? ¿Cómo consume esto, weón? ¿Qué? Ahora, ¿a quién quieres matar? Todo esto. Todo esto que no te voy a decir. Señor. Señor. Oli. Oli.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you require med?
Dice que rencorosa. Yeah.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Ooh.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Bueno, a ver. Había una de Jewish. Buscando... Ah, ¿esa es la subida? Okay. Bueno, antes de meternos en el puente, vamos a mirar que este weón nos dio una misión. Encuentra el collar. ¿Dónde estará? Ay, está ahí mismo. Hagamos esta mejor. Espérate. Hagamos esta mejor. Bien, a ver. Andamos buscando collares. Piripipipipipipi. Escucho una voz. I see the people. Ya me acuerdo de esto. Es cuando veníamos arrancando, cabros. ¿Sé dónde vamos a regresar? ¿Sé dónde vamos a regresar? Al lugar donde matamos a Marie. Ay, qué lindo. ¿Qué? Los buenos no les gusta ni por el precio, ¿no? ¿Viste? No les gusta. ¿Qué carajo? ¡Ay, tengo miedo! No se te ocurra mandarme nada, ¿eh?
This is a slaughterhouse.
Oh. Collar ensangrentado. De Seymour para mi querida madre Stella. Ah, piola.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburn, that sneaky bastard.
No entiendo. ¿Por qué lo putea? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Alguien escuchó lo que dijo? ¿Por qué lo putea? Concha tu madre. No.
It's locked. It's locked.
¿Cómo que de Seymour? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué lo puteó, cabros? Me perdí esa parte del diálogo. Sí, es el collar. ¿Por qué lo putea? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Me lo perdí? Se supone que él nos había mandado la misión de buscar el collar. ¿Por qué ahora me da la opción De no dárselo a él. Me perdí esa parte, weón. Antro de Rufus. Puta, me lo perdí, loco, me lo perdí. ¿No cachaste? Yo tampoco, po. Pero cuando encontró el collar, lo recontraputeó. Y él nos dio la misión. ¿Cachai, no? Por eso me llama la atención. ¿Qué pasó? Pocha, me lo perdí. Entonces ahora no sé si darle el collar a la madre o al weón. Porque no... ¡Ah, con chaleco! Oli, señor. Señor. ¿Quién es usted?
Hello, boy.
Hello.
Ah, es un
Good
boy.
evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
A ver, encontraste el collar en un matadero de personas. Por ahí tiene que ir la cosa. Sí. Sí. Tiene anemia. Ok.
Do you need help? A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since
Es
most
que si
people
busco
prefer
yo
to
la info
avoid
me
me,
voy a
it's pretty
spoilear.
easy.
Sí, pero no. ¿Por qué te evitan?
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
¿Mal de ojo?
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir.
¿Por qué?
I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
¿Por qué es un maldito bastardo Seymour con respecto al collar de su madre Estela? Tengo que haberme perdido el diálogo.
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Lo acabo de ver salir de esa casa, cabros. ¿Cómo puede que no tenga casa? O sea...
You should be careful, Rufus.
Seymour.
There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely.
F, no me acuerdo cuánto
I've
más.
known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburn. She's been very kind to me.
Why
Ahí
do you
está,
think she's so
Fishburn.
considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Estela Fishburn. El weón se llama... Seymour Fishburn.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here.
The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
Bien.
So long, Rufus. Be careful.
Hola, mano.
Take care.
Aquí intentando matar a algunos y que sobrevivan otros. Dice, la misión se llama Un sencillo símbolo de amor filial. Y me da la opción de devolverle el collar a Seymour o dárselo a la madre.
I cannot enter.
I cannot enter. ¿Y cómo? ¿Se lo pone a otro lado? ¿Cómo se lo damos directamente a la señora si no podemos entrar? Señora. Señora. Antro de Rufus. Ah, con chaleco. Ay, con chaleco. Llega. Rápido. Ahí hay otro.
Don't you think Miss Fishburn is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Aquí había otro. Allá está Estela. ¿Dónde tengo que estar? Mira. Cuando están brillando así es porque sucede algo, cabros. Entonces hay que seguirlos y quedarnos en la parte con sangre para poder espiarlos. ¿Dónde, pues, weón? No veo la mancha de sangre, loco. Ahí está Rufus. No sé dónde. Está mal. No creo que es esa, no tiene mucho que ver. Es sangre, hermano. No es. No es. No lo voy a perder. Sí, lo quiero espiar, pero no encuentro dónde ubicarme para espiarlo. Creo que no tiene nada. Qué confuso. Me sale una opción de seguirlo a su casa y espiarlo. Sí, es raro. Todavía no lo puedo espiar.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital.
Creo que
I'm
tienes que decir que
investigating
controle
the
su ira y
flu
después
epidemic in
espiarlo.
this
Ah, ok,
area.
ok.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburn. Stella Fishburn. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? Please don't stay too long, sir.
Mantiene limpio la señora, mira.
Let's grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
Perdóname, Estela. Creo que tu casa es la más limpia y ordenada que he visto en todo el juego.
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been
It's
nothing but
locked, all
worried.
right.
Todas las que tienen candado, cabros, solo las puedo abrir si los matamos.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life
Sigue
around
chupeteando,
here?
sí, seguimos en esto.
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Allá, tengo que hablar de nuevo con él. Ok.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburn?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburn.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Bien, la siguiente cosa que nos deja es este collar es para usted. Así que
Goodbye, Miss Fishburn.
vamos a
Take care of
esperar,
yourself.
vamos a hablar con el pelón. Voy a salir de acá.
I can't remember the last time.
¿Dónde está el pelón? Mira la pinta que tienen estos weones. Hola, pelón.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburn.
Yeah.
Any chance you can have...
The sad saint.
Actually...
Really?
No, no puedo.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Ahí está. Pero es que no me muestra, po, weón. Y si mira solo la conversación que tiene con el weón. Bueno, lo sigo. A ver. No me aparece ni una marca de sangre donde debo posicionarme para poder tenerlo. Hola. Buena, Andrés, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenida. Somos alto vampiro, acechador. Creo que ahora se viene, cabros. Esta es la buena. Esta es la buena, esta es la buena. ¿Dónde está la sangre, weón? ¿Dónde está la sangre? ¿Alguno la ve? ¿La mancha de sangre? ¿Dónde tengo que espiar?
Stupid brat is gone. Good. I was tired of the maggot always hanging around our house anyway.
My God, Seymour. Have you hurt the boy?
Of course not. Why do you care so much about that cockroach? Do I need to talk to rats to get some attention too?
Don't be so childish. You know I love you, Seymour.
But you worry more about that stupid maggot.
Don't speak about him that way. Rufus has always been the kindest boy.
Yeah? Unlike your real son, right?
Bien. Todo por un collar, pues cabros, ¿eh? Le damos el collar a la señora, ¿no? Pase nivel 36. Ya estoy en plata 5 de soporte. De eso. Tienes que esperar por la ventana. ¿Todo bien ustedes? ¿Qué tal van? Aquí. Decidiendo cómo...
Good evening, Mr. Fishburn.
Cómo seguir la historia. No tenemos nada.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Se lo damos directamente a la madre, entonces. Ella ama a su hijo igual, ¿eh?
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburn. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed.
A ver.
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've
Uy, la
been
podemos
nothing
hacer
but
chupete.
worry.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Ya.
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come.
Eso es.
Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Eso es lo que pasó, pues, cabros. El weón asesina gente y le roba las cosas.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his
Hey, Chinox, buenas.
demons.
Demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could
Ay, es
stand.
Luri. Hola, Luri, ¿cómo estás?
The
Buenas.
words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburn. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
I'm afraid these demons, as he calls them, are just a delusional justification to distance himself from his actions.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Te mato.
Mrs. Fishburn, are you in...
I am fine.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburn.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Goodbye, Miss Fishburn. Take care of yourself.
Conche tu- Te mato.
Just grow eyes and let me get that head, sir.
Voy a asesinar a alguien. ¿Por qué te causa tanta gracia, Saul? Este es el asesino, cabros.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburn.
Yeah.
¿Te gusta ver cómo me asusta en serio? Dios, llego a saltar. Bien jugado. Con toda la tuya de ella serás como se me va a caer el pelo.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
Bueno, es simpático.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
No le importa, mira.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Calcula cómo es. ¡Qué hijo de la frula!
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist
¿Te imaginas?
I tried.
For
my mum.
Vampyr.
I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
¿Y qué me vas a hacer? Somos vampiros.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburn.
Bueno chicos, hasta acá el video de hoy, espero que les haya gustado. Si es así, por favor, denle like, lo pueden compartir con sus amigos, suscribirse si no se han suscrito y como siempre les digo, nos estaremos leyendo los comentarios. Que estén muy bien. Adiós.